I know some of you have reached the end of the line, or you feel like you've reached the end of the line with your marriage. You feel like throwing in the towel. You might have said to yourself, I am done. But I want to encourage you. I want to implore you to give it one more shot, to fight for your marriage with everything you have. I know it seems easier because I've done this. I was married for the first time for 18 years, and I went through a divorce, and it seemed like the easier way out of the heartache and the betrayal and all this kind of stuff. And yes, in some ways, I'll be honest, in some ways it was easier. It's like, okay, I'm done with this person. But you know what? Life is still going to have challenges. We're going to have to learn to persevere and make it through all sorts of challenges in life. And if you have children, here's what I want you to hear. Your children will be harmed by a divorce. I know some people are going to say, oh, your kids are going to thrive once the argument is ended, and kids are resilient. And yes, they are to a certain extent. And yes, God can do healing in your children. But I'm telling you from personal experience, divorce is excruciatingly hard on children. It's tearing apart the fabric of the family. You can't put it back together again. Christmases will never be the same. They're going from house to house, bouncing around. It is not an easy thing. So do everything you can to fight for your marriage. You know, with God, nothing is impossible. I know it seems impossible, but it is not. If you've been a conflict avoider and if you've just allowed a resentment to take full bloom in your heart against your husband, determine that you're going to actually address these issues that have caused resentment and work all the way through them. Maybe it means going to see a counselor. That would probably be a good idea. Maybe it means getting down on your knees every single day and praying that God would soften your husband's heart and turn his heart toward you, and soften your heart and turn your heart back toward your husband. Do whatever it takes. Persevere. You know, your kids are watching how you're dealing with this particular challenge. Does mom just give up easily and bail out? Or does mom fight through the challenge, all the way through the challenge, never giving up hope? Again, I realize there might be serious issues. I'm not saying there aren't. But go see a counselor. Work together with your husband. Say, I want this marriage to survive. I'm willing to fight for it. Will you fight for it with me? Again, your kids are watching. Let me close with this verse. It's from Hebrews 12. It says, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, clinging to Jesus.